Oh shit.
What happened?
Yeah, you know what? I think we're live right now on YouTube. So the Facebook page has not allowed us once again to go live because Facebook blows. That's why people just have to go to YouTube. Go to the YouTube page, follow the YouTube page. Facebook sucks. With that being said, we're on YouTube live right now. What's up, YouTube? Thank you for joining me. I am Ray Bones, and this is my man, Mr. Smith. Before we get into it,
But I think that just, I don't know, Buffalo is just riding the wave right now based off emotions, Lamar Hamlin. So I think they got this. I don't see
We're gonna get into that.
let's jump right. Hey, let's jump right in. Yo, dirty Facebook, Smitty. You know what I mean? Facebook is dirty. That's all I gotta say. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Salutations. Happy Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Everything is good, Ray. I mean, I'm sorry you felt like that about Facebook, but a lot of people do agree with it. A lot of people do agree about that on Facebook.
I really appreciate you consoling me when things like this happen.
All the time, bro.
You know what I mean? I know last week I left you hanging towards the end. We had a little bit of a charger issue going on, but I tell you what, my guy, he finished strong. He wrapped it up.
I try.
And we keep it moving, man.
That's it. That's all we can do.
We keep it moving. Even when we're down, we're still up.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, geez, Louise. So listen, it was a pretty crazy week this weekend in football. I can't call it. There's some stuff coming on in baseball now. We got the free agency market that's going to be tipping. So, college basketball is back. UConn Huskies 5-0, 5-0, running it back this year. They just took down the champion, the tournament at Madison Square Garden. And, college football, we're actually tipping towards some college football now, getting closer to conference championships, and then we'll see the college football playoff. So, you know what? A lot of things happening in the sports world right now, pretty much everywhere.
Absolutely.
Everywhere. We got college basketball, college football. We got the NFL. We have hockey. By the way, biggest news of the week for me, I did share it on my personal page. Tiger Woods is back. He committed to the Hero World Championship. So I'm super excited to see my man Tiger back on the golf course. With that being said, Smitty, is there anything this week? And I know we do this towards the end of the show, but why I'm telling whoever's listening what I'm looking forward to. Is there anything that you're looking forward to this week? You a white meat, dark meat type of guy? Do you like?
When it comes to the meat, I don't discriminate. I like white. I like dark meat. I mean, I love turkey. Period.
Absolutely.
Definitely looking forward to. I just want to say thank you to our troops, our service troops. Overseas, especially the ones overseas that are not with their families. Also, shout out to law enforcement that will be on duty while we're enjoying our festivities with our families, spending time with our friends, and the firefighters too, man, because they put in some work too. So first responders, shout out to them, and just grateful, man. Looking forward to spending some time with the family and some friends.
You know what? You just slayed it, Smitty. You killed that. And I will, I'm not going to repeat what you said, but I completely agree. And 100%, especially, not that one job is more important than the other, but especially to the troops that are overseas right now, because that's got to be the toughest task. You're not just away for the holiday, you're away for months and months, and much respect to our troops overseas, and wherever they may be separated, from their families. I do know, Smitty, are you working on Thanksgiving?
I am not. Are you?
I am not. Smitty. I have the holiday off.
That's good, man.
I'm off, so I'm going to spend it. And I know, you know what I'm looking forward to? Some football. I'm looking forward to some football on Thanksgiving. Besides spending some time with some family, we are having a few people over here at our house, so we're cooking a
Good.
turkey. I think we're gonna fry the turkey up this year, Smitty.
Oh,
You-
nice.
So when you have your Thanksgiving, what is your preference? Like, what do you guys do? How do you cook it?
Well, first of all, my parents. Big shout out to my parents when it comes to seasoning the turkey. The seasoning that I like, a lot of flavor. So I really don't have nothing to do with that, Ray, to be honest with you.
Okay, all right, all right. You know
But
what? I lied. We're not frying the turkey. That
oh,
was
you're not?
No, that was the original thought process, was that we're going to
Okay.
fry the turkey. So I guess my stepmother's bringing over a turkey my father got from work, I believe, and then
Okay.
my sister's bringing over a rotisserie. So we're gonna throw it in the rotisserie and we're gonna let it spin for some time.
Yeah.
The, the turkey's not too confused on what it's doing. It's about to get eaten.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to it. I'm more of like I do like a little bit of the darker, moister meat on the turkey. I feel like sometimes the turkey breast can be a little bit dry, especially if you overcook it.
That's
So
true.
and lots of salt on the turkey. You
You like
know,
lots of salt.
do you feel like you got to salt the turkey up because turkey's kind of bland?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. Throw
Yeah.
some turkey, some ham and stuff. Nah,
Mhm.
no ham. You do ham? Do you do
I
prime
do
rib?
not. I do not.
Strictly turkey.
Strictly turkey for Thanksgiving. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Then when we take it to Christmas, we include some pork shoulder in there. I know you're
Ooh,
familiar with that. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
A lot of Caribbean food.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, yeah, a lot of seasoning involved.
Listen, man, you got to season it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got to season it up. So, um, I just want to share this. I'm going to copy this right now. I'm going to share it, and I'm going to get around this ban that I have right now on Facebook
Okay.
because I was inciting violence. I'm a very violent person.
You are.
Apparently,
Mm.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that about you.
No, listen. I didn't know it either. But I guess I am. So I apologize for anybody that I've incited violence over. I wish everybody nothing but the best and success in their lives. So,
Okay.
hey, with that being said, speaking of success, there's a football team right now in the NFL. I just want to jump on them first and foremost. I know we do have some Eagle fans that they've been posting a lot lately. Smitty, have you noticed the abundance of Eagle posts on?
I have not. I really don't pay attention to that fan base, respectfully.
Okay,
Respectfully, you know what I mean? Like
Oh,
I no, but have you noticed that they've been posting a lot?
I have, and all I know is it 9-1 baby that I keep seeing, or 8-1?
Okay.
I think it was 9-1 baby. That was one that I saw recently.
And you
Um,
know what? They
I
should be
know.
excited. They should be excited.
I would be excited. I can tell you what I'm not. I'm not excited. I'm excited for the season to be over and hopefully a top 3 draft pick.
I'll drink to that.
You know what I mean? And I know, unfortunately for you guys, you won this past weekend. I know you weren't rooting for your
Yes.
team.
I was not. I was actually not rooting against them, but I thought that the way you hyped up Sam Howell, and I just thought that team was gonna bring it. Being at home, Tommy DeVito playing. I mean, Tommy DeVito, he looked like Jeff Hostetler. You remember Jeff Hostetler?
Of course I do.
I know you might be too young for that, but
From the Los Angeles Raiders, Jeff Hostetler,
I believe he was a New York Giant when he won the Super Bowl. But anyways,
the backup to Phil Sims.
yes,
Yeah,
that's him.
I know that. I know
that those are the flashbacks that it took me to. Like, this dude was standing in there. I mean, he got sacked like 9 times, which is expected with our old line.
Yeah.
Darius Slayton.
Oh, he had a heck of a first quarter.
He did, but then he's fragile. I mean, that's expected also. Saquon Barkley did his thing. The defense I mean, even the last play, I was just like, wow.
You know that offensive line did set a record too, Smitty. That offensive line for the New York Football Giants. They allowed Tommy DeVito to get. Is it Tommy DeVito? Right, Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy Cutlets. So he got sacked 5 times in the first quarter.
Yeah,
or
he got sacked. I think overall he got sacked like 9 times.
He got sacked 9 times in the game.
Yeah,
9 times.
But I'm not surprised. That's my point.
Yeah, no. Listen, I understand.
So I wasn't expecting them to win the way they did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a closer game. I thought the Commanders were going to come out on top, and no,
wasn't the case.
And I mean, listen. Bottom line is that, and I get both points of view.
Yeah.
Here, where some Giant fans say, well, it's a game. You're going to play it. Okay, that's good. That's good. But at the same time, we got, after the Patriots, I believe the schedule gets harder again for us. And I'm still looking forward to at least, I think we're at 5 now for the draft, if I'm not mistaken, number 5.
Yeah, you could be.
So
you got the Pats, Packers, Saints, Eagles, Rams, Eagles. So
yes,
I'll be honest with you. I was rooting for the Giants this weekend. The first time in my life I was rooting for the Giants.
And you know what? When you said that, and I shared this with you, when you told me that, I was like, it's a good sign, because whenever Ray wins for a New York team, chances are that they'll lose. But they ended up winning.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, I picked Washington in my pool. Didn't work out too good in one of my pools. In the straight up pool, I picked Washington.
Yep.
With the spread, I took the Giants, getting 10 points.
Okay.
I mean, no brainer, right? 10 points, divisional game, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the only games I won all week. I think I actually won like 5 and 6 or something. I'm awful. I have a hard time picking my nose right now. And it's right on my face, and it's right there, and I still have a hard time picking it. So it is what it is, man. Sometimes you know what you're doing, and this year I'm a fool. So, but I was happy to see Sam Howell and the Commanders take the L. They couldn't have lost to a better team, in my opinion. But you know what, Smitty? It's a race. It's a race. Now we just have to worry about Carolina. Obviously, this weekend, November 26th, the Patriots will play at Giant Stadium, MetLife Stadium, whatever they call it, over in New York, New Jersey area. The New Jersey Giants. And hopefully the Giants can walk away with another W. And I'll be excited. Go Giants. Let's go Giants.
So you're rooting against your team?
I am rooting against my team. I hope we don't win another game. I hope we don't score another touchdown. I don't give a shit what they do. I want a top 3 pick.
I hear you. So who's your starting quarterback?
So it's going to be Mac Jones probably. But Bill's being Bill, and he's not telling anybody. And you know what? That's fine. Play your games, Bill. Keep on playing them. I will say this: the locker room, some of the veteran players are still sticking by Bill. They seem to think that it's not Bill's fault.
But I don't think. But let me ask you this, Ray.
Yes.
If you're a veteran player,
yeah,
would you go against that man? Would you go? Would you come out of your mouth talking about it? It is Bill's fault.
No, you wouldn't, because he's taking you on such a magical run that you just can't say nothing. All you're gonna you remember in the good times. I mean, the good times eventually come to an end, I guess.
And how many players are left in that are active?
Probably not many. Matthew Slater.
From that dynasty.
Probably Matthew Slater. Yeah, that's probably about it. There's really not much. There's not much really more. I mean, you're talking a few years. We're not. Those days are done. They're done for now. And we'll see what happens next year. I just hope that, if Bill is going to stick around for another year, that they don't give him the opportunity to trade back a top 3 pick. I just hope they don't do that. Please don't do that, because we have an awful time lately in the draft. We've got a couple. Kyle Duggar, big reach, second round, Division II, stud, worked out. Just keep betting UConn. Dave, I don't even know how you get away with that. Do you drive to Rhode Island? He's got to be driving to Rhode Island to bet UConn, because you can't bet him in the state of Connecticut. I've tried. I've tried to bet against UConn football because they stink.
Let's go Purdue.
-3.5 for a family. Okay, let's feed the fam. Let's go Purdue. Wow, I like it. Right now, Purdue is trailing Tennessee by 4 in the Maui semifinals. They're going to be a problem this year. Number 2 in the country at the moment, and I love the big guy. He's about 7'2". Have you been able to catch any college basketball, Smitty?
I have not.
No, so
they
have this kid Edney. I can't think of his first name right now.
7'2", you said?
Yeah, he's a beast. Yeah,
he's as tall as that kid from
UConn?
the Spurs.
Oh,
from the Spurs.
Wembanyama.
Yeah.
So I was reading today too, Smitty, that a Wembanyama jersey just sold for 700,000 plus for a Wembanyama jersey. I'm assuming it was signed and authenticated, but the guy's done absolutely nothing in the league other than be a rookie. I mean, he's going to be great. He's going to be great, but that's big. I mean, that's huge money to pay for that. That's going to have to be worth not tens of millions, but you want to get some good return on that thing. So you got to get at least $1 million for it. A few hundred thousand. Eddie, sorry.
Definitely. So listen, let's go back to the NFL.
Yes.
What do you foresee with your OC? Does he stay or does he go?
I mean, I think he stays. Personally, I'd get rid of him. I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be something special this year for the Pats, and I hyped him up. And not even that I hyped him up. I just thought there was going to be some success, and it's been terrible. It's been terrible. It's been a really bad year. Mac looks fucking awful. We just don't.
With that said, the Steelers,
yes,
got rid of their OC Matt Canada.
Fired.
What's your take on that?
They fired him today. They had to make a move. You know what? They had an opportunity to beat Cleveland. Granted, it was on the road. They had a play in the first quarter that put Cleveland up. I don't know if it was a pick or a fumble. I can't recall. But it put Cleveland in a good spot. And was it the offensive coordinator's fault? I mean, they're scoring 10, 13 points a game. Pittsburgh's got a very good defense. And Cleveland had a backup quarterback, Dorian Thompson or something like that. I don't even know this guy. But to go and – I mean, Pittsburgh should be that game. Pittsburgh should have beat that. They should have won that game. You're in the top of the division. That division's wide open. I mean, Baltimore is very good. Cleveland's defense is nasty. But without a quarterback, I think Cleveland's going to have a hard time. But yet again, what the hell are the Steelers going to do? Because their quarterback stinks also. So let Pickett play so we can see if he's it or not. I mean,
I agree with that.
I think yeah, but here's the problem, and I'm just going to go right over to Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs is probably the story of the year, right? The guy gets traded. He starts off in Arizona. He gets Arizona off to a pretty hot start. Then he goes over to Minnesota. And Minnesota was, what's he, 3-1 or 2? I think he's 2-1 now with Minnesota, but he's led them to 3 dubs. I think that's what he did. Hold on, let me make sure.
You're talking about the Vikings?
I'm talking about Josh Dobbs.
Okay, let me see. They lost their last game.
They lost. Yes, it was a heck of a game too.
Yeah.
It was a heck of a game. But, this dude's come over, and Josh Dobbs has been in the NFL for, I want to say, 5 years. I think he's been in the league for 5 years. The thing with Dobbs is that he didn't really get a chance. And the reason I'm bringing him up, we're talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Josh Dobbs started his career in Pittsburgh. He never got a chance in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh said, you know what, we're going to let him go. And granted, yes, they had Big Ben, which I get. But you have a player like Josh Dobbs, who is now more a mature quarterback in the NFL. We are putting way too much into these young guys. Way too much into these young guys. So here we go with Dobbs, and look what Dobbs is doing.
He came into the league in 2017.
In 2017. So 6 years, right? I said 5. It's been 6.
Yeah.
So, you got a more mature guy who's learning the systems, and now he's getting an opportunity to showcase his ability. I mean, he was drafted
round 4.
Round 4. Right, played in the SEC, right? Tennessee. He's an SEC kid. So he's played against some top caliber college football players, right? The JV of the NFL, I call it, especially back in 2017. Alabama and Georgia and LSU. I mean, those schools have been national champions. Nothing's changed much in college football. It's still the SEC, but this guy got to play against that. And now we're seeing him showcase his ability.
Dobbs over Cousins.
And you know what? Dobbs over Cousins. I don't think
Dobbs did well. He did well with Arizona too, like David is saying.
No, he did. He's spot on. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Cousins is proven that he can't play well in big games. And this kid Dobbs he's off to a hell of a start in his 6th year. And I would like to see more of, let's reach out to the other guys. Let's reach out to all these other quarterbacks that started their years early, first, second year that did not pan out in their first couple of years. And then later on in their 5th, 6th year, maturity, right? Because they got to mature. They got to adjust to the speed in the knowledge of the NFL and get a chance to get on the field. And that's what Josh Dobbs is doing. So, I'm sure Pittsburgh right now is probably kicking themselves saying, man, we should have kept developing this guy rather than Kenny Pickett, because Kenny Pickett doesn't really seem to know what the hell's going on, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but come on. What do you think of that, Smitty? What's your take on that?
I don't know. I think that, I agree with what David said. I think that they need to let him play and see what he's made of. Let's see what this new OC brings in, or whoever they select for the OC. In the event he doesn't, produce or anything like that, it's time to move on for the Steelers with the quarterback.
Yeah, and it's actually unfortunate. It's unfortunate for the kid because he could develop into being something special. Not everybody's going to be Peyton Manning. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or Tom Brady or Ben Roethlisberger. Big Ben, stud, for his whole career. Not many people can say that. Dan Marino, John Elway.
Yeah.
How about Steve Young? Steve Young, he didn't play right away. Steve Young had his career towards the back end of his experience in the NFL. You know what I mean? He had to wait. Yeah. He had to wait. And guess what? When his opportunity was there, he killed it. 2 Super Bowls. So, yeah, the NFL gets a little too crazy, I think, with a lot of these younger quarterbacks. They need to develop. They really do. But with the weapons Minnesota has had the past few years, there's no reason they haven't been. I mean, you got the best wide receiver in the NFL. Jordan Addison's been a complete stud as well. You throw in TJ Hawkinson, what a addition that was, bringing him over from Detroit. I mean, if anything, I think the only thing Minnesota is missing is probably a solid run game. I mean, Andrew Madison's been serviceable. He's been serviceable. Got Ty Chandler had a hell of a game this past week. So I guess there's some depth. They just don't have that star-studded running back at the moment, losing Dalvin Cook. But what the hell is Dalvin Cook doing with the Jets? Nothing. Breece Hall's a beast. Breece Hall's an absolute stud. So, by the way, Tim Boyle, UConn product, kid from Connecticut. I believe he resides, from Southington. We had him on our podcast a couple years ago. when we were doing Do Not Sports, and we had him on twice. I got to be honest, Smitty, I am rooting for this kid hard.
Really?
Rooting hard for Timmy B. Absolutely. Like one of the coolest dudes, great, awesome dude, really cool dude, humble, enjoying his experience in the NFL. He's getting a chance to start this week for the Jets on Amazon Prime Friday night. I believe the game is in Miami. So let's see what happens. I'm glad they finally dumped Zach Wilson. Did you see who the backup is for the Jets this weekend?
What's his name?
Trevor Siemian. Trevor Siemian is the backup. They're not even going to get Zach Wilson.
So
Zach Wilson starter to third string.
But Timmy Boyle is starting, correct?
That's correct. Tim Boyle, Timmy B.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. He played at UConn, and then he actually went to Eastern Kentucky. Hasn't really been much of an NFL quarterback. Hasn't really had much opportunity.
Okay.
But I will say, watching the third quarter when he came in, he was able to get the ball. What he really was able to do was make a read and get rid of the ball. Something Zach Wilson has struggled with mightily. Zach Wilson can't get rid of the ball at all. And Tim Boyle, under pressure, too. Under pressure, he was getting rid of the ball and completing the pass. So we'll see what's in store. He did throw a pick towards the end of the game, but at that point, you know what? Desperation calls for desperate throws, and shit happens.
Right.
So, I don't know. What jumps out to you over this past weekend, Smitty? Minus, your Giants getting the W.
Let's see. I think it was Houston Texans.
I'm glad you said that, Smitty. I'm glad you said that. What about the Houston Texans jumps out to you?
Like just the way they're playing, the chemistry, CJ Stroud.
Bingo.
That kid's gonna be a beast.
Bingo.
He already is.
Bingo. CJ Stroud is straight balling right now. They have Tank Dell, rookie. Noah Brown, fifth year, I believe, 5th or 6th year, came over from the
young team.
Had a couple like monster games. And then you have his favorite target, Nico Collins, who he's been balling out.
Definitely.
So this week, and Dave dropped it in the comments, the Jaguars, those Jags, beat down the Titans. But this week, guess who they're playing? They're playing the Texans.
That's a good game.
No, you know what? There's actually some important games this week. There's some important games this week. Houston is a game behind Jacksonville. So
Houston,
they are exactly one.
Yeah.
And you look at it too, right? So Jacksonville and Houston, huge game this week. Huge game. Right now, Jacksonville is 2-point, or I should say Houston is the 2-point dog at home.
Underdog. Okay.
They're the underdog and they're at home. 2 points, though, nothing crazy. But, you look at the numbers for Jacksonville and Houston, they've pretty much scored the same amount of points. And they've both almost given up the same amount of points. The difference, Jacksonville's plus 26 in points, and Houston's plus 30. Houston's on a 3-game winning streak. Jacksonville, they lost last week to who the hell did they lose to last week? I think they got blown out, actually. Yeah, they did. They got blown out by the 49ers. But you know what? Brock Purdy had Debo back, which was huge.
Huge difference.
Huge difference. The addition of Chase Young as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're in for a pretty good football game between Houston and Jacksonville. I never thought that Houston would be playing for the division, honestly, at any point.
Where did you have Houston at the beginning of the season?
I think I had Houston maybe 3rd or 4th in that division.
Did you expect the Titans to be 3-7?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I want to say I think I had Jacksonville, Indy, Houston, or Jacksonville, Indy, Tennessee, Houston. Tennessee just stinks. Their defense gives up too much. Derrick Henry, I think, has finally, I don't want to say he's done, but he's definitely on the downslide of his career. I mean, his
A lot
body
of
is taking so
high
much
mileage.
high mileage. High mileage. Yeah, to see them
Mhm.
3-7, it's kind of it's a little bit of a bummer. Because I mean, who doesn't love the King? So yep, Joey B's out for the season. Huge loss for Baltimore, obviously, on
What,
Thursday night.
what do you think about that? What do you think about Cincy? Cincy, do you think that they're still competitors for the division or
No,
playoffs?
no, they're done. I think they're done. I think they're done. Um, their defense is okay. I don't know if Jake Browning is going to be the guy to lead. I mean, here's the thing with the Bengals. They have the ability or the talent, I should say. Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, probably one of the best wide receiving cores in the NFL, if not the best. I don't really think it gets much better than that, honestly.
Mhm.
But they're in the probably one of the toughest divisions in the NFL, and that's crazy to say. But Cleveland Browns defense is nasty. They are filthy. Pittsburgh's defense is nasty, but they don't have an offense.
Right.
And by the way, the Bengals defense is the worst in that division. So, and it's only going to get worse because guess what? They're going to be on the field a lot unless Jake Browning can move the ball. I mean, hey, this guy could be the next, second string quarterback to make a move. I don't really know, but yeah, Cindy's done. Yeah, no, autocorrect. They autocorrected you there, Dave. I get what you're saying, obviously, but yeah, I think they're done.
Yeah.
I think they're done.
So the AFC North, we got the Ravens coming out
Yeah.
on top of that division.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say that there's not a starting quarterback worthy of my grace. I don't think for me to put any confidence. Not like my grace means anything, but to have confidence to be like, oh yeah,
Right.
that's the team. I can have confidence in I think Jacksonville's a good team. I think Jacksonville wins that division. I think Houston makes the playoffs. But yeah, no, it's the AFC is tight, man. I thought it was going to be tighter with better teams, but then you have somebody like Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Steelers in that order.
How about the Broncos?
I was just going to say the Broncos have been the hottest team in football, next to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
So the longest win streak right now in the NFL is 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
Longest win streak in the NFL is 4 games, led by Denver. Shocker. Nobody would ever believe that after they lost 70 to whatever they lost to the Dolphins. And then the Chiefs. I mean, the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
So if Lamar doesn't throw that dumb pick 2 weeks ago there in the NFC. I mean, Baltimore losing period 2 weeks ago to, I believe it was Cleveland. They were up by 3 scores. They blew that game.
They lost to Pittsburgh too, right?
Baltimore lost to Pittsburgh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the game that got them was the Browns last week. That was 17-10 they lost to Pittsburgh. So, but that was earlier in the year. Was that week? I mean, that was October, so it wasn't that far ago, that long ago. But yeah, no, CJ Stroud's definitely jumping off the meter for me. Rookie of the year, wrapped up, no problem. No, but I don't think anybody else is close. I mean, is there any rookies that might jump out to you, Smitty, other not named CJ Stroud?
Not unanimously like that, like his numbers. You know what I mean? And I mean, granted, he is a quarterback, but I mean, the team that he's playing for, it stands out. You know what I mean? For him to be playing the way he is.
He does have a kid on his team, Tank Dell, that's jumping out too, putting up some pretty big numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really think the kid from Detroit's having a pretty good season too. His name is Brian Branch. He's a safety. He missed a few games, but he's having a pretty good year. He's from Alabama boy. But yeah, I think it's pretty much that guy. Pretty much that guy in Houston. Jordan Addison actually is another one. You know what? There are a few guys though. Puka Nacua from the Rams. He's having a hell of a season. I don't know if he's going to play this week. He looks like he's a little bit dinged up. But Puka Nacua has been going off, the wide receiver for the Rams. You have Jahmyr Gibbs of Detroit, who's having a great season, but he's kind of being roadblocked by David Montgomery. When Montgomery was out, Jahmyr Gibbs was balling.
Mm-hmm.
Another guy in Detroit, Sam Laporta, the tight end. He's having a hell of a season. He's a top 5 tight end this year, maybe even top 3. And did I say Jordan Addison from Minnesota? Did I mention
you did? You
did. Zay Flowers in Baltimore. Zay Flowers, another guy in Baltimore. I mean, these are all honorable. These are all honorable mentions, Smitty.
Mm-hmm.
All honorable mentions. There's nobody that's going to touch. Nobody touching CJ Stroud this year. But Dave, thank you so much for that comment. I agree with you. He said the NFL is weird, Smitty. It is weird.
Oh, it is. Yeah, definitely.
It's the weirdest season. You know what I mean? Like, maybe, I guess, I don't know. I mean, you know what is weird? At the beginning of this, Smitty, at the beginning of the season, me and you spoke, and obviously you love your Giants and I love my Pats, even though they stink. But I did say the Pats and the Giants are going to wind up with the same record, no matter what. I said they're going to wind up with the same record. I was thinking 7 or 8 wins. We're still going to end up close.
It's the opposite.
Yeah, except we went the wrong direction. We went the wrong direction. Oh, what's up, Randy? What's going on, man? Thanks for joining. I think that, Smitty, he asked that a little earlier. I think it's Mac Jones again. I mean, they said that they're going to have all 4 quarterbacks readily available. Stupid. Why the hell we need 4 quarterbacks? So Mac Jones, Will Grier, Bailey Zappi, and Malik Cunningham are the 4 that obviously were mentioned. Those are all 4 that we've had all season. So I think it's Mac Jones. There's no other reason not to start him. It's not like you're trying to give anybody a chance. The O-line stinks. Trent Brown's back this week. And Ty Montgomery, who's probably played 10 snaps his entire 3-year career in New England, is also back this week. So let's see what kind of impact he's going to have. Probably 0. So that probably goes that way. Bet high in college, go low in NFL. I agree. I love taking the overs on everything. Last night, we saw the Chiefs and the Eagles. I did have 5-piece that I put in, and it was the under on the game. I bumped it up to 48. That hit. I took the under on Patrick Mahomes, 284.5. That hit. I took the under on A.J. Brown, 82.5. That hit. I took Isaiah Pacheco over 47.5 yards or 52.5, whatever it was. That hit. And I missed on Isaiah Pacheco anytime touchdown for another L. So I can go 5 for 6. I can go 7 for 8, but I can never go 100%. So keep on donating. Gamblers Anonymous. Every Sunday morning, 10 a.m. Holler at your boy. I'm not giving the winners, but I do know some guys who are. So quick little plug right there, Smitty. How'd I do?
You did great.
How was that plug right there?
You did great. So listen, we were talking about while we're at it, what'd you think about that game last night, Kansas City and the Eagles? Were there a lot of drop passes by the Kansas City Chiefs?
I think that what a game, first of all, by both teams.
I agree, Randy.
They dropped. I feel bad for Patrick Mahomes, honestly. If Patrick Mahomes had one serviceable wide receiver, not in wide receiver, tight end, we already know is a stud. Huge mistake, though, in that fourth quarter when he fumbled that ball in the red zone. Huge mistake by Travis Kelce, something you don't see very often. But they don't have anybody to throw the ball to. You're relying on Rashee Rice, who's a rookie. You have some other guy, Sky Moore, who's a rookie last year that doesn't even he gets no burn on the field. You have Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who doesn't appear to know how to run a route. He completely – I don't even know what he was doing in the first half. That ball that was overthrown by like 7 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the dance that he did? Rather than you look over your right shoulder, he turns his body around and then he flips and falls down because the pass is too far ahead. And then in the fourth quarter, he drops the game-winning catch. You have to make that catch. Kadarius Toney, Smitty, your guy.
My guy.
He looked great. Kadarius Toney looked great. Yeah. Every time he touched the ball, he made a play.
San Francisco KC. I like that.
Case, I mean, I agree. I agree with that. The thing that jumped out.
What do you mean? No love for Philly?
No love for Philly. No, I would get there. I was gonna get there. So the tush push is unbeatable. You can't stop it. I don't know how many times they ran that play. But he didn't get 1 yard. He got like 5 every time. Jalen Hurts is an absolute, I mean, I'm going to show love to that Kansas City defense first. That Kansas City defense was nasty. They are filthy. The reason Kansas City will win the Super Bowl this year, if they win it, is because of that defense, not because of their quarterback.
You think so?
100%. The defense is better than their offense. The only reason they are where they are is because of their defense. Chris Jones is a problem. Kansas City is a problem. And they're missing Nick Bolton too, which was their top linebacker. But no, they held, let's face it. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that oh my God, I just went blank. I think it's
Kansas City's defense.
That Kansas City's defense is very good, and Pittsburgh and I'm sorry, the Philadelphia Eagles offense is very good as well. DeAndre Swift, wow, that guy. Present day Barry Sanders, maybe not quite. You mentioned Barry earlier, so he's on my head. I gotta watch Bye Bye Barry now.
Bye Bye Barry, definitely. I definitely recommend. Like I was sharing with you, Ray, I did not watch the whole documentary.
Yep.
In my personal opinion, I've watched a lot of documentaries on Barry Sanders, of course, one of the greatest running backs, one of the greatest running backs in the NFL, debatable, greatest of all time. One of the best documentaries that I've watched on it, Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, I suggest you check it out. Bye Bye Barry, for sure.
No, I watched, when you're fixing something over there, I did watch about 7 minutes of it, and I'll probably tune in after I get off of here in a little while. But yeah, DeAndre Swift looks great. Devonta Smith looks great. AJ Brown didn't do much, but that's okay because they still won. Jalen Hurts is doing his thing. Philly's a problem. I do like San Francisco, though, to come out of the NFC. If I had to pick a team not named Kansas City, just to throw another one out there, I'd probably say Baltimore. I like Baltimore this year. Baltimore.
Do you think that Lamar Jackson can move that team if they rely on him, if they play against a good defense, they stop the run, and he has to pass the ball, not rush, not like, scramble, rush, pick up yardage, rushing, passing the ball? Do you think Lamar Jackson's your guy to elevate that team past a team like Kansas City?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think, Lamar's that guy that can wear that defense down. You got to spy him, which is you're going to leave somebody open. But Lamar is he's different. He's different, and he's good.
Listen, Ray, I want to show love to our big audience right now, our live audience right now. Thank you, David. Thank you, Randy. I want to answer their questions real quick, if I may, Ray.
Yes.
Do the Giants cut Daniel Jones? Me personally, I don't think so. I think that they'll wait for him to get better. They gave the kid $40 million, was it? They'll let him play. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. What's your take on that? Right.
I mean, if I was a GM, I would just cut my losses and say, you know what, we got to figure out how to make that money back. But you know what, you find a player that replaces him and he gets some wins, maybe you'll make a little bit of it back.
I mean, if it was up to me, I think, I think it's time to move on, but that's just my take on it.
Listen, if you make a run in the playoffs and possibly get yourself in a Super Bowl, you're going to make all the money back anyway. You're going to make it all back anyway.
The Giants have a lot of issues, bro.
Yeah, they do.
So David says, Barry was the best of my time. Randy, thoughts on the Broncos? What's your take on the Broncos right now, Ray? I think we touched on that a little bit. We're both surprised as far as the Broncos. They started off bad. Now they won 4 in a row. You said, one of the hottest teams besides the Philadelphia Eagles right now. They're hottest streak right now.
I think the Broncos are. I think they could be a problem. They have a couple good running backs: Javonte Williams, Jaleel McLaughlin, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton are very good wide receivers. Russell Wilson cannot make mistakes, which he hasn't done as much this year.
Right.
Yeah, they're good. And guess what? They got a guy named Sean Payton. Pretty good coach.
Yeah. So. And you know what? I think we called it at the beginning of the season that we thought we saw a different type of culture coming into that, Broncos organization, and we're watching it right now, hopefully they keep it up.
I mean, Sean Payton at this point can remove the foot out of his mouth and he can speak clearly again because it's not like they're on a 4-game win streak. They beat the Bills. They beat the Vikings. They beat the Chiefs. Those 3 teams right there are all playoff teams.
Absolutely.
And then they started out, their win streak by beating the Packers. So they're making noise, man. They're making noise. Watch out. They could make the playoffs.
Trip, what's going on, brother? Thanks for joining us. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family too. We touched on your Steelers, earlier on in the show. So thanks for joining us, brother. Much love.
Actually, maybe he can answer this question. Happy Thanksgiving as well. Drop your comment on whether or not you think it was a mistake getting rid of Josh Dobbs or if the Steelers should have, groomed him and allowed him to replace, Big Ben rather than jumping on a brand new rookie quarterback and Kenny Pickett. Dave, happy Thanksgiving, bro. Thanks for joining us. Dave. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate it. For sure. But yeah, I am curious to hear from a Steelers fan what they think as far as like this Josh.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because I probably would be kicking myself in the butt, if the Patriots were to let go. Like Jimmy G, he was kind of the guy I was like, oh man, why did we let Jimmy G go? He leads the Niners to a Super Bowl, and I mean, here he is now with the Raiders, and he's not very, very good at all. Mistake always liked a very smart guy, knew the playbook. So
Tripp said mistake, always liked him. He's talking about Josh Dobbs.
Yep.
Very smart guy and knew the playbook. So that's from one Steelers fan.
Yeah, no, listen, it makes sense, but we just get too happy Thanksgiving, Randy. Thank you. Appreciate you always. Love the questions.
Definitely.
Love the questions. But yeah, we gotta stop relying on these rookie quarterbacks, man. Stop relying on them. This is called. I mean, I'm speaking from experience here with Mac Jones. I thought we had our guy, rookie year, and boy, has it been it's been this digression. So
I know Daniel Jones fooled a lot of us, man.
But Yeah, you did that last year, man. Last year really got
Mhm.
everybody thinking crazily.
Mhm.
But he just says, "Do you think the bait?" I hope they don't draft Caleb Williams. I got to be honest. I don't think he's the guy. I like.
I don't think the Patriots will draft. I personally think Caleb Williams coming out of his mouth before thinking, and maybe he's young. One thing is to be confident, and another thing is just to come out and say something ignorant that will hurt you.
Stupid.
Like you want to be part time. What was it? Part owner of an organization.
He wanted a piece. Yeah, he wanted a piece.
Yeah, no, you can have a piece of something else, but a piece of turkey, but you're not gonna get no piece of a team. You know what I mean? Come on now.
It's like he did the LeBron before he even made it to the league. You know what I mean? Taking his
right,
bro. You ain't get a piece of nothing, especially in New England. You can take that somewhere else.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm all set with Caleb Williams. Drake May, send him over. 6'4".
The Pats fan. What direction do you see the Pats going in the offseason?
I mean, I just kind of hope we keep eating some alphabet soup and we get a top two, top three pick. If we end up with, I really like to get out of North Carolina. That's what I'm pushing for. I think Carolina, Drake May. I think Carolina might go with Marvin Harrison Jr. number 1 overall. Actually, Chicago has that. Who has that pick? Chicago or Carolina?
Chicago, because I'm sorry. I thought it was Chicago because Carolina traded DJ Moore to them. Remember? I'm pretty sure it's Chicago.
So Carolina would get. So Carolina's got like 2 top 5 picks locked in. Then
okay,
I believe. So Marvin Harrison should go probably number 1 off the board. Junior, he's a stud, best player in college football.
So you see a wide receiver going before a quarterback?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you already have a guy, why are you going to waste your time and get him a weapon? Who does Carolina have? Carolina has Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen. That's their number 1 wide receiver in Carolina. You have got to be kidding me. He is an old. I mean, come on, Adam Thielen.
That's their number 1.
That's your guy to throw the ball to? Adam Thielen? He's like 42.
No wonder why Bryce can't throw the ball to nobody.
But, I don't know. I mean, I don't. Would they be foolish to stay with Bryce Young? You know what? I think it's like this. Here we are again, back to like rookie quarterback syndrome that they don't pan out, man. Not a lot of them. A lot of them fail. A lot of them get drafted 1, 2, and they fail. So, I would still draft the wide receiver. He's the best player with the first pick. You draft the best player. You draft the best player. You draft the best player. He's the best player.
Trip, to answer your question for Giants, what direction do you see the Giants going? Hopefully up. Hopefully we'll get some more wins. Hopefully they do something about the O-line. The O-line needs a lot of work. We all know that. Evan Neal, that guy right there, I think that he just needs to go. Just receivers. I think tight end Waller is fragile. We knew that when he was coming from the Raiders.
It sounded good though, didn't it? Sound good, Smitty?
Absolutely. Listen,
let's be honest.
Listen, I was optimistic. I'm not gonna lie. I was optimistic, but little did I know that the Giants, when you tape something and you think like it's put in place, and over time the tape starts coming off.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's unraveling. I don't think it ever stuck, to be honest.
That's my analogy when it comes to the Giants.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I'm optimistic. We'll move up. We'll see what happens. Do the Cowboys make it in the playoffs?
As far as Dak will take them. It's as far as Dak will take them.
What has been your surprise NFL team this year so far? Randy, that's a good question. We covered that. I think for me, it would be the Houston Texans so far. with the young talent that they have. Their quarterback, of course, we touched on that already as far as, him being the rookie of the year so far. And do the Cowboys make it far? I hope not, but you never know. You know what I mean?
I got to be honest, though, Smitty. My surprise team is the Patriots this year. I am
Is
surprised.
it really?
I am surprised that we are this bad.
Oh, okay.
I did not think in ever that we would have a top 5 pick this year. No chance, no way, no how. Not with that and Bill O'Brien. Not with Mac Jones looking like, you know what, we got another year of him, and he's got an OC this year. Like, I thought we were going straight up.
I would agree with you, but at the beginning when there was a lot of questions about Mac Jones, and I was optimistic about my team. Am I surprised that we're this bad? A little bit, but at the same time, I'm like, I've accepted it. It's like, okay. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. We never had a number one receiver. You start seeing the things that you lack, and you start thinking to yourself, yeah, we do so. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as teams that have been bad and like, I'm surprised. I want to say, who I'm really surprised at is, and I know that their head coach sucks.
The Chargers.
Yes. That team
you
right
said
there.
The head coach sucks. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That team right there, I just cannot. I mean, come on. I know the Raiders, they got a new head coach. They're excited. They lost their last game. But still, how are you last in that division? The Chargers, with the amount of talent you have.
I don't know if they just lost Joey Bosa to the year either. I'm not 100% sure. I
think the last report that I read on Joey Bosa is that he's got a sprained ankle or something like that. So I don't think it's for the whole year.
Okay.
I think he will miss a couple of games.
What's his name's out for the season though? For the Ravens, Mark Andrews, he's done for the year.
Yes, that's a huge hit.
That's a huge hit. But you know what? The kid Isaiah Likely, his backup, he's a stud. He's an athlete. So we'll see if they utilize him to best of his ability.
Absolutely.
So that'll be interesting for Baltimore. But
let's see. What's Randy saying? What's the first NFL coach to be fired?
It should be the guy from the Chargers.
Staley?
I think he's in bed. I think he's in bed with the administration, and that's why he still has a chance.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel's probably on the hot seat.
How about the Jets coach? The Jets head coach?
Nah, no way. No,
you don't think so?
Absolutely not. Robert Saleh is not in the hot seat.
But let me ask you this though: what has he done?
What do you mean? He's trying to win games with a shitty quarterback. Zach Wilson sucks. He is.
No, I get it. But I mean, it's New York. The pressure's on.
Yeah. The Jets don't give up a lot of points. They're not a big.
Oh no, they have a good defense.
They're a top 5 defense. I mean, they're not the Kansas City Chiefs or the Cleveland Browns, but they have a pretty good defense. Baltimore Ravens, another solid defense.
Yep.
The 49ers. I mean, they're right. We're talking all the same teams here. You're talking the best teams in the league. They are right there with the best teams in the league defensively. They're just missing that one piece.
Offensively, yeah.
Yep, they're just missing that one side of the ball. So
don't worry, Jets fans. Aaron Rodgers is coming back. He's going to save the day. They're going to go to the playoffs. It's going to be a repeat of 68, 69?
Who?
Broadway Joe.
Oh, the Jets and the
Broadway Joe.
Joe Namath. Who did they beat? They beat
the Colts, maybe?
Jeez.
Bro, I'd have to look that up, man.
Jeez.
Yo, I wasn't even born for that.
Yeah, but you might have been.
I wasn't born, man.
Yeah, you weren't born yet. All right, fair enough.
Oh man.
I was 12 years. Too early for me.
Hey, Randy, are you surprised Zach Wilson got benched? Not at all.
Not at all. It's about
Not
time.
at all. We saw that coming.
I put a post up in like week 4. Or actually, I think maybe when Aaron Rodgers got hurt, I said, why don't they give Tim Boyle a chance? Honestly, sounds crazy. Give the guy a chance. I'm telling you. He looked good in the preseason. He did. He really did. He looked good this past week in the 2 quarters he played. He looked good. He got rid of the ball quick. I like it. Watch out, Miami. Upset in the making.
Charger players can't stay healthy.
Probably a little extra.
Right about that. Yep. So listen, Ray, let's see. We've been on for a little bit now.
So
let's look.
Go ahead.
Is Brock Purdy a great quarterback, or is it the system? I believe it's the system. I think Brock Purdy has. Go ahead.
I don't know if it's a system or not, because he didn't do very good without a couple players on that offense. You know what I mean? System players, it should still be, like robotic, right? If you just replace one player with the other player, kind of like Matt Castle with New England. I think Brock Purdy's an intelligent quarterback, and I think he is he's very efficient.
Oh, definitely. But I mean, what I mean by and I don't know if maybe it's my interpretation of the system. It's like the players that they have in play, as far as all that talent that they have. I mean, of course, San Francisco, if you take that talent out, like he was exposed, you know what I'm saying, without those talented players. You take CMC, you take Debo out.
Well, Debo, it really was Debo. Debo came back, and then his lineman was out too.
The big dude,
the big
one
guy
who always wants to fight.
Is that who it is?
Yeah, I think it's Williams. I think his last name is, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was his left tackle.
Yeah.
It was his left tackle, his backside. I mean, hey.
But listen, Debo, I mean, that guy, he's like a machine.
Yeah.
He can run the ball. He can catch the ball. He's all over the place.
No, he's a stud.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think absolutely, I agree with you 100%, Ray. What you said, Brock Purdy, he's a very intelligent quarterback. Is he one of the greatest quarterbacks? Is he one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL right now? I think that's debatable. I don't think so.
He's on he's a quarterback for one of the best offenses in the league.
Absolutely.
And he's doing what he's supposed to do.
Yep.
So if you're going to look at it from that aspect, sure, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league because he's making it happen.
So, Ray, let's look at the upcoming games.
Yes, let's go to Thursday.
Thanksgiving.
Let's go to Thursday.
Yep. You got the early game, which is
Green Bay and Detroit.
Well, yep. Green Bay and
Detroit. Yep.
What do you got
Lions
there?
7.5-point favorite. Honestly, I think Detroit is I love Detroit this year. I love Detroit.
Do you think it's going to be a close game?
I do, just because it's Thanksgiving.
Division rivals.
Division rivals, 4 days.
And listen, Chicago, let's not forget, that game surprised me a lot, Ray. Chicago and Detroit.
I'm not surprised.
No? I thought I was not.
I was not surprised. I was not surprised because Justin Fields, man. Justin Fields I like
Justin Fields.
I love Justin Fields. I think he ran for 100 yards. Justin Fields ran for 100 yards. He threw for another, I think, $169 or something like that. Justin Fields is not like some guy you can just scheme for. You know what I mean? At any point, you can hit the corner, and good luck, because he's 6'5", 6'6", and he runs like a gazelle.
Yeah.
He's different, man. He's different, and he can throw the ball. DJ Moore, wake up. DJ Moore. Here he is shining again. He disappeared for weeks.
Talented.
Now he's
back.
back.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing, that they have been so inconsistent that I didn't expect them to compete against Detroit the way Detroit's been playing. But I think Detroit
should have beat them.
I know. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I thought they were. And then they just broke down at the end. They just broke down at the end. You know what I mean? So I think that I agree with you. I think that it's going to be a close game, Green Bay and Detroit. But I see Detroit getting that dub.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it'll be a one score, 3 to 7 point game. The spread right now is 7.5, 46.5 over under. That'll be a good one. But I like Detroit all the way. no problem. Seal it. They're running away with that division. I
Then
think
you got
they have a two-game lead over Minnesota.
Detroit,
Minnesota's
yeah.
no slack either. Actually, they're good. They're another good team. So
Then we got Washington, Dallas.
So these are all divisional games.
Yeah.
All divisional games Thursday.
I'm rooting for Washington.
I can't imagine.
I see them. I see Washington playing Dallas well. I hope that they play Dallas well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be a challenge. It's definitely going to be a challenge for Washington.
I agree. Dallas defense is nasty. I mean, the Giants defense got to Howell 4 times, I believe they sacked him, and who knows how many rushes they had against
Turnovers,
them. Turnovers, everything. He threw 3 picks. Dallas defense is much better than the Giants defense. And the Cowboys
but that's the thing. You know, we were talking about how weird football is this year. And in Washington, I just don't get it. You know, they'll struggle against the Giants and they'll come out and compete against Washington and they'll probably lose by 3 points or something like that. You know what I mean?
So do you think that they looked past the Giants last week? Like, hey, we only have a few days to, prepare for the Cowboys. Let's put on a show on Thanksgiving.
If they did, I don't see why they would do that. You know what I mean? Because it's like not. So if you look at that division,
why would they? But why would they look past the Giants?
Why would they look past the Giants, or why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't they look past the Giants?
Because I'm like, you're the division is you're 4-7. Now, it could have been an easy win against the Giants. Yeah. It would have been 5-6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Giants would have been 2-9 or whatever the record was.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They probably were already looking ahead to Dallas, and then they ended up getting beat by Washington because
I don't know, bro. You don't lose like that. You just don't lose like that. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying, but you just don't go in there and just. I'm
trying to give Washington an out right now because how do you lose to the Giants?
I don't know. Wow. As a Giants fan, I'm like I don't know.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Oh man, but okay. We got let's see. The next game is San Francisco, Seattle.
Yep.
You got
Seattle coming off a tough loss too. That was a tough loss to the Rams. That kicker missed that field goal to send them home with the win.
San Francisco -7 points.
Yep.
That's the late game.
And look at that over under 43.5 points. I don't see why San Francisco could score 31 to 14. You know what I mean? Like I think it's.
You see blowing them out? Do you see San Fran blowing them out?
I am riding San Fran this year. Dude, they added Chase Young. Brandon Ayuk is going nuts. They got the tight end. They've got CMC. I mean, they are a complete football team. I don't think there's anybody more complete in the NFL.
So you don't see Seattle giving them competing with them because they're division rivals. You see Seattle getting blown out.
I think Seattle had a unicorn season last year, and Geno Smith was the leader of the unicorns. I mean, they're 6-4 this year, but
fair enough.
I don't really think they've had the toughest schedule either. Let me look at their schedule real quick and see who have they beaten. They lost to the Rams. They beat the Commanders. Whoop-de-doo. They got smashed by the Ravens. They beat the Browns. Big deal. They beat the Cardinals. Who cares? They lost to the Bengals. They beat the Giants. Nobodies. They beat Carolina. Nobodies. All right, here's an impressive win. They beat the Lions in week 2 by 6. They have one quality win, in my opinion. They have one quality win the entire year. They have 6 wins. They have one quality win. They've got the Cowboys. They got the Niners, then the Cowboys, then the Niners, then the Eagles. Then they got a layup against Tennessee. Then they have the Steelers, which their defense could be a problem. And then they have the Cardinals. So it's like they might win 2 more games this year. Maybe. End up 8-9. They got a tough run. They have a tough run coming. I am not on Seattle. I think I am not. That's it. That's all I got. I'm not going to keep bashing a team that's not good.
So I agree with you. I think San Francisco will take that. You sold it to me, Ray. Friday we got Miami Jets. They got Miami winning big. I mean, the point spread is what, -10?
That's wrong. Oh, that's a home game for the Jets too. I thought they were at Miami. 10 points?
No, you said it early. Remember they play at MetLife or whatever that stadium is.
I was talking about the Giants. I thought the Giants.
Okay.
The Giants are at home this week. Oh, that's because the game's Friday night. The Giants are at home. They're hosting the Pats. I did know that. We were looking into tickets. Obviously, not going to waste the money to go watch two shitty football teams battle for the number 2 and 3 picks.
It probably get colder out there. Craziness going on.
Yeah,
bro.
All set. But so the Dolphins came off a bye week last week, and they played the Raiders, who did not come off a bye week. So you had 2 weeks to prepare for the Raiders. The spread to that game was 14. Dolphins didn't cover. The Jets are starting a new guy at quarterback this week. Jets secondary, I believe, is fully healthy. I think that it's a divisional game. It's a divisional game. What more can you say than that? 10 points? That's big. I think
that is big.
I think it's too big. I like the Jets. I'm taking the 10 points. I'm taking the 10 points, and I'm taking Tim Boyle. And I think I'm doing that because I'm on the Timmy B train. I've been hoping for this dude to get.
Are you?
Okay. I am. Yeah, I am. I'm rooting for the kid. I like the kid. I like him.
Gotcha.
Let's go Jets. And then
you're
not going to hear me root for that very often, but this year it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I got you.
By the way,
I got the fish winning that game.
By the way, I did put $50 at the beginning of the year on the Jets to win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Yes. I thought my bet was dead. I thought it was dead.
It's still alive?
It's still pretty much like hanging like a tooth on its last thread before you rip it out of your mouth.
That's huge, man.
But if that's a big tooth. But if Aaron Rodgers somehow is miraculously healed from all of this extracurricular stuff he's been doing with his Achilles, then my bet looks better than it did after he got hurt. So,
okay,
that's pretty much what I have to say about that.
Okay, so you got the Jets. I got the fish. Let's see. Now we're moving on to the 26th.
Yep,
Jacksonville, Houston.
Ooh,
that's gonna be a close game.
Important game.
That's gonna be a close game.
It's an important game, like we talked about earlier. I like Jacksonville though.
Do you?
Yeah, I like the Jags. I do
I'm gonna go with H-Town. Man. I'm gonna jump on that hype train, man.
Jump on it. I have a hard time jumping on hype trains, and it's killing me this year. I think I'm like 58% straight up. It's terrible.
You got let's see,
Pittsburgh Cincinnati.
Pittsburgh Cincy. Well, Joey B's not there. Who's their backup, Ray? Do you know?
Jake Browning.
I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh on that one.
I went with Pittsburgh this past week, and they fucked me.
I know. But who do you got? Pittsburgh or Cincy?
I'm gonna take the home team.
Okay. And then you got New Orleans, ATL -1 point. Who you got on that one?
I don't even care. I don't even care about that game. I'm gonna take
that division. By the way,
I'm taking the Falcons.
By the way, that division, we got the Saints.
Worst in the league.
They're in first place, man.
I think I'd rather watch Sesame Street than the NFC South.
Oh man, 5-5. 5-5.
Wow! Look at
anybody's division, bro. Anybody's division.
Carolina's not even out of it, and they're the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah, imagine that.
What a joke.
Tampa Bay, Indianapolis Colts.
I like the Colts.
Then you got the New England Pats, New York Giants.
Giants all the way, baby. G-men, let's go. Pat that record. Pat it.
Carolina, Tennessee.
Carolina, Tennessee. That's another game. I'm taking 3.5 points in that game. I'll take Carolina. Tennessee stinks. They both stink.
Rams, Arizona.
Ooh. Rams are coming off a big win. Rams are beat up though. Cooper Kupp, not sure if he's going to play. Puka Nacua might be out. They just released Darrell Henderson today. I don't know if you saw that because Kyron Williams is back this week. Kyron Williams is back. I'm going with the Rams.
Okay.
Tutu Atwell is gonna ball out for the Rams.
So you're going with the Rams. Cleveland, Denver.
I'm going with the Broncos. They're hot.
All right. KC, LV.
Yeah, KC's coming off of that tough loss. Divisional game. Kansas City owns Las Vegas. I think Kansas City's won like 8 out of the last 10 matchups against the Raiders, I believe. I'd have to double check that, but yeah, KC.
Buffalo, Philly.
I have a friend who's been shitting on Josh Allen. And I'm a big Josh Allen fan. And sometimes when people talk too much, they jinx their team. So I'm going to go Buffalo strictly based off of that.
Okay.
Round the wagon.
I like Buffalo on that one too. Baltimore, Chargers.
Yeah, but what's your real reason, Smitty?
Oh, come on now.
All right. We won't go there. Baltimore Chargers. Chargers have Brandon Staley, so I'm going to go with
Baltimore.
John Harbaugh.
Chicago, Vikings.
3.5. Give me the Bears.
All right.
I'm taking the points.
Nice. Okay.
Taking the points, Smitty.
And that's that wraps it up, right? And then you got the other game. It's on the 30th.
No. That's it.
Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it for this week. That's it for this week.
Mm-hmm. So that's it. Let's see. Thoughts on what Tom Brady said about bad football right now in the league. What's your take on that, Ray?
I mean, it's kind of hard coming from Tom Brady. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? Like that dude was protected for, and I'm a Pats fan, so I can say this. Anybody can, but Tom Brady has been protected by the league since he's been in the league. So for him to say that the league is, doing what they're doing, I mean, he's right. It definitely has decreased, but it's just funny coming from him because he was one of those dudes. But as far as throwing the ball in certain areas so his players don't get killed, I believe him for that as well because he was good about where he put the ball. But the league has definitely gone more towards two-hand touch, flag football base versus, kill shots and blowing people up. And because, you go back to Ronnie Lott, like he said, and Ray Lewis and, Chuck Cecil, right? Chuck Cecil was like the
Troy Polamalu.
Yeah. But these dudes, they laid the lumber. And you can't lay the lumber in the NFL anymore. And it does take away from it. And it sucks with all the flags. This year there's been I'd have to look up the stats. Maybe for the next show we can bring up the stats on how many flags there has been averaged, yearly basis. But it's out of control. And it's awful. I watched the game on Thursday night or Monday night, whatever game. One night. And it was 2 football teams, and they're both shitty teams because even the schedule sucked on some of these off nights when you only have one game to watch.
Prime times, yeah.
And all you're seeing is the handkerchief all over the field. Yeah, it does suck. I agree with Tom Brady. You?
100%. I agree with what you said. You nailed it in the head. I mean, I'm surprised that it's coming from Tom Brady. Yeah. As much as he was, he was protected and calls for him and the whole nine. But let's be honest, he's the GOAT quarterback. Doubt. You know what I mean? So, I mean, for him to say that now he's retired, he's able to whatever he wants. You know what I mean? So I agree with him. I do think that I don't know. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of liability issues. I think that if they don't set a precedence as far as the penalties that they're calling, then there's going to be more injuries. You know, and
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know sport football, the hard hits have changed. You know what I mean? Where there's a lot of I don't know if it's the training, the new I don't know. You know what I mean? Because players,
Yeah.
it seems like, you know, way back when players were able to take hits like that. And now it's different. You know what I mean? They get hurt more often. You know, I
Well,
don't know. Maybe it's the equipment. I don't know.
no, it's not. Well, the equipment's supposed to be better for them, you know,
Mm-hmm.
safer, you know, especially
Mm-hmm.
for all, you know, the amount of concussions and everything that they were that's occurring. But also, when you are not putting your body through, you know, training as far as getting hit, impact, you know, your
Mm-hmm.
body, like these dudes are going 120% on the field every Sunday, Thursday, Monday, whatever day the games are. They're going 120%. In
Right.
practice, you're going 60, 70% because you don't want to get, you know, you don't want to hurt your body. You don't want to get dinged up. If you're and I would hate to use like, if you're a drug addict, right? You need to you need more for the cause, right? Like you do it once. If you do it the first time, you're going to get messed up. But if you do
Right.
it over a time period, you build up your stamina. It's the same thing with your body in the NFL. Like just because you're not like the impact, you're still absorbing contact. Like you have to strengthen your body. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Right.
I mean, it's horrible to like, you know, use trucks as an analogy, but
Uh,
it's probably something that's all relatable as far as like what we've seen in our lives,
right.
professions, you know, whatever it is. Like you build a tolerance, and their bodies aren't
Right.
building any tolerance. I
Yeah.
guess I don't
I
know.
got you. I got you.
Jeez. I don't do
I got
drugs, by the way. I'm drug free. Just want to throw that
definitely.
out there.
So Tom Brady also defended Bill Belichick despite Patriots' lousy season. I don't know if you're aware about that, Ray.
Why
There
wouldn't
was
he?
an yeah.
Why wouldn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, all that drama created by the media about Tom and Bill, and you know, all the discontent and hate and everything else, all they have for each other is respect.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, that's what it is. They respect each other. And Tom had an opportunity to blast the coach. He didn't because he's a professional.
That's it.
So, hey, TB12.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think that we covered football again. Um, we did our predictions. Where do you want to go to now?
Sleep. Oh, shit. What do you want to
Uh,
do now? I don't know, Smitty. My pillow's screaming Ray. I'm like, yo, chill out, man. I got a little bit more time to go.
let's see.
Um, well, don't you have a bunch of hockey stuff that you wanted to talk about? You mentioned earlier.
I don't know about a bunch of it, but I do want to bring hockey up because you know what? It's only right. And
Yes.
I know our audience, you know, some of our audience, they're big on hockey.
Oh, huge. Huge. I guess the Bruins are off to a hell of a start again.
The
Hell of a start.
Bruins, the Rangers,
Bruins. Oh, the Rangers doing well as
um,
well, Smitty. Where are the Rangers
yeah,
at this
the
year?
Dallas Rangers are, I want to say they're 12-3, 12-4, their record.
Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, so the Bruins are 13-1. They're absolutely destroying it. Hockey was on the other day, and
Yeah.
then I like
Did you watch it?
well, General Hospital was on as well. And I was more like into the soap operas instead of all that, you know, really
Yeah,
harsh,
all right.
you know, it's violent sport, that hockey. It's so violent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I couldn't bear to watch.
Mm. Let's see.
Yep, Rangers, Flyers, Capitals, all leading
Their respective divisions.
Their respective conferences, yeah, the Eastern Conference, and then it looks like the Dallas Stars in the Vegas, Vancouver, the Kings, the Jets, all
Yeah.
playing well
Yeah.
over in the Western Conference. So, I mean, hey, I guess it's pretty much, hockey's one of those funny games. You could be somebody like the Bruins. By the way, they're 13-1 this year. They're the best team in hockey.
Mhm.
They're plus 23 in their goal differences, which is only the second best in the league. The Vancouver Canucks actually are plus 32. Goals for, goals against. Most goals in the league right now scored also by the Vancouver Canucks. So who does Vancouver have that's putting all these pucks in the net? Goals. So who is this guy? JT Miller.
JT Miller.
JT Miller's got 12 goals. 12? Is that what?
Mm-hmm.
Goals scored, yeah. Yeah, GS. Is that what GS is? Goals scored?
Mm-hmm.
I am totally learning hockey right now on the fly. I am crushing it. So
That's
Brock
good.
Bozer too. He's got 13. Brock Bozer's got 13 goals. JT Miller's got 12 goals. Yeah, those are the only double-digit goal scorers in the on the team. Most points. So the most points scored this year.
The Bruins, 29.
Right now, Austin Matthews, the center from Toronto, has scored 14 goals.
Yep.
Followed by Kyle Connor from the Winnipeg Jets and Nikita Kucherov from the Tampa Bay Lightning. However, there is a guy from Vancouver that is leading the league in points. Quinn Hughes, 30 points on the year. We have David Pastrnak from the Bruins right behind him with 29, points so far this year. And then JT Miller, tied with him. So, yeah, here we are. Vancouver, Boston, the Lightning, Eastern Conference as well, right up there.
Yeah, the Rangers just played the Stars the other night. I caught a little bit of that game.
Okay.
And Dallas won. It was a good game. Towards the end, I don't know what happened to the Rangers. They just disappeared.
Yeah.
And final score was 6-3, I believe. But
ooh, that's a baseball game right there.
Yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game until the end. I mean, at the end, they just crumbled.
Yeah.
So, yep, that's on hockey. Let's move on to let's see, NBA. You want to cover a little bit of NBA?
I mean, hey, do you want to go off on your Knicks and what your thoughts are? How you have been playing this year?
Absolutely.
Let me hear what you got about New York. Because
listen, there's a game going on right now. There's still 52 seconds left. Indiana Pacers against the Atlanta Hawks. Okay. 155. The Pacers 155. Atlanta 152.
Man, they're playing some tight defense, huh?
Oh man.
What are they? Are they in the seventh overtime?
No, that's regular time.
That's why the NBA. I'm just gonna say this. This is why the NBA sucks. All right, the NBA is a shit product. There's no reason why there should be 300 points being scored in a professional basketball game. No chance. You're telling
me. Imagine the over under on that.
Well, let's see what it is. I just think it's crazy that they're allowing that many points. Like, come on. That's insane.
I don't think they do that in the All-Star game.
The over-under was 250, Smitty. 251 and a half. 251 and a half was the OU. So that's a pretty high OU for a basketball game. 251 is pretty high. So they knew that neither one of these teams play defense. Oh, yeah. That's got to be one of the highs for the year, honestly. I mean, the Jazz are playing the Lakers tonight. There's some decent players, but not really. That one even has a high 240 in that game. Like, what the hell is going on around here?
Tomorrow night, there's going to be a good game on 7:30. Celtics, Bucks.
Milwaukee, yeah. But look at those 235 and a half. And you're talking about two teams that have formidable, scoring. Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Porzingis, Antetokounmpo, Lillard. Is Chris Middleton back?
I don't think so.
Yeah, he is. He's not on the injury report, so that's good.
Okay.
Um,
So let's see.
Lillard might be out though. He's a game time decision.
Game time decision.
Yep.
So the Knicks right now are 8-6.
Yep.
The games that I've seen, I've watched them. They've lost against Milwaukee, which is a good team.
Sure.
The Celtics. Last night or the night before, they lost against Minnesota, I believe.
Minnesota's been playing some good ball though.
Minnesota.
They have the best record in the Western Conference.
Yeah,
10-3.
Yep,
I know they beat Boston earlier in the year.
Oh yeah. So, right now, so far, I don't know, man. As a Knicks fan, I'm still seeing Randall. He's doing good, but at the same time, controlling the ball, passing the ball, judgment decisions at the end of the game. A lot has to do with him.
He likes to go left.
Yes, he does. So right now, I mean, we're still testing the waters. The season is young. Hopefully I don't know. I mean, maybe they need somebody else to contribute to that team. I like Jalen Brunson. I said that. Hart, Richardson with the rebounds, but they need somebody else to help out there in that team.
Well, they can't shoot free throws, Smitty. Didn't they have that problem?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the problem last year in the playoffs? They couldn't make free throws, right? They stink from the line. They don't have a player
from the line and turnovers.
Who?
They stink from the line.
Isaiah Quickly, is that this guy's name? Emmanuel Quickly, 89% from the line. He's the best foul shooter you have on a team.
Oh yeah, and he's not, no pun intended, he's quick.
He plays 25 minutes a game.
Yep.
25 minutes a game.
One of the best plays that we have.
15.
I tell you what, who surprised me this year is the Orlando Magic.
The Magic.
Yep.
It's early.
8-5. They've surprised me though. And they have young talent too. You know what I mean? The Mavericks are good.
Well, the Mavericks have. Well, you know what? Orlando does have Banchero, right? I mean, he was the number. Was he number 1 or number 2? I don't remember where they drafted him.
I think he was number 2.
Number 2. Markelle Fultz. Oh, he's out. He's injured.
Let's talk about your super team over here.
The Boston Celtics.
No, come on. You don't like the Celtics.
You said super team.
No.
I'm not talking about Chicago. There's nothing to talk about.
No. I wouldn't bring up Chicago like that. I'm talking about the Clippers. The Clippers. They won games. Their streak is they've won 2 games.
The 5-7 Clippers.
Oh yeah.
So they have James Harden. Need I say more? James Harden seems to be like a.
Why? Can I ask you a question? If you're an owner, right? If you're an owner of an NBA professional team and you have seen this guy, the amount of teams that he's been on, why would you, in your right state of mind, say, this is the player that I want to go out and get? He's the one, the missing piece for us to get a championship.
Maybe he'll put some seats in the stands because he's an exciting player that likes to throw the ball around.
Good point.
That's about it. He could be exciting to watch. I mean, he's great, and let's be honest, he's a very good regular season player. When they don't play defense, he makes buckets. That's pretty much it. When they play defense in the playoffs, I mean, he had one good game last year, I want to say, against Boston in the playoffs. Right? Was it Boston they had a good game against?
Yeah, he was
because he was with
the Sixers.
With the Sixers
last year?
Yeah. He had one good game. Other than that, he stunk.
Yeah.
They play defense in the playoffs. That's why the NBA is kind of shitty to me. They're scoring 150, 300 points in a basketball game. That's not even normal. That's unheard of. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Nah. James Harden, he can go somewhere. Russell Westbrook. I mean, I was a fan of Westbrook, but he's even like kind of, I don't know. I
Oh
think
yeah.
I think the pressure is too much for some of these guys, honestly. Especially when your name gets dragged through the mud like James Harden, Russell Westbrook. I mean, Kawhi's name has been brought through the mud just because he doesn't show up to games. He's on load
Yeah.
management. Like, get
Kyrie
out of here.
Irving.
Paul George,
Kyrie Irving.
nothing but respect for Paul George. I mean, that dude's had a gruesome injury. He plays, he bounces back. I think
Mhm.
he's a stand-up NBA player. Don't hear anything negative about him. Not that I can remember. Can you remember anything
No.
negative about Paul
Nah.
George?
Nah.
So I can't really badmouth Paul George, but the other three dudes, yeah, whatever. Whatever on those guys. Clippers are going to be Clippers. They're better with Chris Paul and DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin. Like, that was their best years. That was their time to win a chip, and now it's gone.
It's all gone.
It's done. Yep, it's done.
What do you say, Ray? Let's close it out with the best sport, MLB.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go golf. MLB. So yeah, baseball. You know what? There's a lot going on. Well, not really a lot going on right now, but there's a lot of things that could happen in baseball this year. A lot of big name free agents. I was reading something today that said, maybe Blake Snell, a big name being talked about in Boston. Would I like to see that happen? I mean, why not? I also saw Corbin Burns.
Corbin Burns is in the market. Yeah, Milwaukee's getting rid of got a lot of players out in the market right now.
Josh Hader.
One
of the top closer in the game.
Yeah.
Could we see that happen? Why not?
Yeah. Why not?
Why not? So, listen, the biggest one, obviously, Shohei. But I think our biggest target that we're really going for in Boston is Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Very good. You pronounced that really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever said his first name.
Yeah. You took your time.
I didn't want to. Well, you never know in case he's watching. I wanted him to know that I will pronounce your name properly if you come to Boston. I'm sure he's a big fan of the hook.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yoshinobu. Yeah.
Dialed in.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Aaron Nola agreed with the Phillies.
Yeah, I did see that.
For 7 years, 7 years deal. And he took less money.
What
does that tell you, Ray? What does that tell you?
That it's a bad deal. His arm he's not 7 years. No, how old is Aaron Nola? Baseball just pisses money down the toilet anyway. And they just,
well, those owners have money, bro.
No, they do.
I think we spoke about that before.
Yeah. No, we have. It's just one of those things, I guess. Just jack up the prices. It's fine.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
So what kind of rumors you hearing over New York for your dumpster fire team?
So we got same thing. We're in the running with you guys. I don't know if we can outbid the Boston Red Sox.
Well, Shohei did mention as one of his 3 teams was the Boston Red Sox with the Dodgers and the
really?
There was one other team.
The Dodgers, probably the Mariners, no?
Red Sox.
Was it Mariners?
Yeah, it could have been. I don't remember.
Okay, that's good, right? That's something for you to be
is it
optimistic about.
Is it good?
Shohei?
Yeah.
Yeah. For you, yeah. Something for you to be optimistic about, right?
What's it good for, though?
Well, I mean, you guys get to watch him put up good numbers. I don't think he's going to pitch. I think he's not scheduled to pitch till 2025, I believe it is.
So we get him at a discount.
Say again?
So we get him at a discount.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, so you know what? I misspoke. So now it looks like the 7 days ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh, 5 days ago. Oh, it's the Dodgers, the Red Sox, and the Rangers.
The Rangers. Okay.
Yeah, someone had Giants on here, but the Giants, that was 7 days ago. 5 days ago, he said the Rangers, Sox, and Dodgers. So hey, we'll see.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting.
No,
It's definitely going to be interesting. You know, I mean, you got Brian Cashman walking around, a media gangster, you know, talking smack to the media. I haven't seen that in a while from Brian Cashman.
yeah,
You know,
well,
it just goes to show you that how I don't know what's going on over there, but yeah, Shohei, Juan Soto still rumor mill. You know,
yep.
how would you feel about that, Juan Soto in pinstripes?
I wouldn't care.
No,
Nah, he doesn't. I mean, I'll say he doesn't scare me,
Hmm.
but then I'll probably like hit 75 home runs and hit
I
400.
don't know about 75 home runs. Let's
How old is he?
see.
You know what I mean? We still don't even know how old he is.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't know how old he is.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of things going on in baseball, and you know, it's early.
No,
You
it's
know,
very early.
we'll you know,
So, couple newcomers this year because the Hall of Fame voting is going to be soon.
that's
I believe
right.
January 23rd will be
Yeah.
the new class.
Yeah.
Added this year is Jose Bautista, Bartolo Colon, Matt Holliday. Oh no,
Adrian Beltre.
I'm sorry, Adrian Beltre, Joe
Mm-hmm.
Mauer, Chase
Mm-hmm.
Utley. Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the guys I just mentioned, along with Adrian Gonzalez, Victor Martinez, Brandon Phillips, Jose Reyes, James Shields, and David Wright.
Mm-hmm.
Not really that. Nothing jumps out to me.
You know what? The only guy that jumps out to me, and this is just in my humble opinion, is Adrian Beltre. The numbers, his style of play when he played the game of baseball.
Yeah, I agree.
One of the greatest third basemen, in my opinion, that's played the game of baseball.
I agree. I mean, I guess Joe Mauer and Chase Utley too are both
Joe
another.
Mauer definitely. Yep. Chase Utley. Yep. Definitely.
World's. I mean, Utley's got the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Mauer, I don't believe has a ring, but that's
No.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's a couple weeks. We're a couple weeks away from that. A couple months actually. So we'll see what happens there. But
Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah, no, you know what, Smitty? There'll be a lot to pay attention to over the next few months, and kind of see where this goes.
Where it goes. Yep.
So, and we'll stay on top of that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So let's go to you want to close it out with golf?
Yeah, no, I already said early in the show, Tiger's back. He's playing in the World Championship, Hero World Championship. So that's something that I'm looking forward to. But other than that, I'm waiting until April Masters comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And now we give all the guys that usually don't, compete too much throughout the summer to kind of like get some of their wins under their belt right now to warm up over in Hawaii and all these other beautiful areas where they can actually play golf.
Speaking of,
yes.
Speaking of, shout out to the X Factor. He's out in SoCal.
Oh,
where it's like 75 degrees, nice weather. Just want to remind you that your pops is out here where it's like 20 something degrees.
Yeah, it was 26.
But enjoy it, man.
Heard that. Go check out Torrey Pines while you're there, San Diego. Do it. Take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So. Oh shoot! All right, Smitty. I think we pretty much hit everything.
Yeah, we covered everything, man.
All right, cool. Woo.
Yeah,
man.
And again, I mean,
I'm glad we wanted to keep it to a half hour tonight.
We tried, right? We tried.
Yeah, we tried.
Yeah.
I thought I probably dreamt about it.
Yeah, but definitely, man. Looking forward to Thanksgiving, like we touched early at the beginning of the show.
Yes, sir.
Wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Ray, I know you gotta work tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
So
right now it's just 8 hours. We'll see how that transpires.
good, man. Good.
We'll see.
All right, bud. So
Well, hey,
stay
man,
safe.
you have a happy Thanksgiving,
You as well, man.
and everybody that will eventually or joined us this evening or eventually watches this show, you have a happy Thanksgiving as well.
Definitely.
Enjoy the games. Enjoy your turkey.
That's it.
Stay safe, and God bless.
All right.